Pronounced, defined, used in lexical dispatch.
Prolific, adjective. Prolificacy, prolifically, prolificness, prolificity. Prolific, adjective. Producing abundant works, results, or offspring, marked by creative or intellectual productivity. Of a person, artist, or creator. Highly productive, generating many works. For example, a prolific writer. Of a plant, animal, or system, fertile or fruitful, yielding large quantities. For example, a prolific apple tree. Of an activity or period, characterized by high output. For example, a prolific year for inventions. The prolific author published 3 novels last year. Beethoven was a prolific composer, producing masterpieces despite his hearing loss. The researcher's prolific contributions revolutionized the field of genetics. Silicon Valley is known for its prolific startups and technological innovations. Rabbits are prolific breeders, often overwhelming ecosystems where they are introduced. She wrote prolifically, completing dozens of essays in a single month. The artist worked prolifically, filling galleries with new paintings every season. During the Renaissance, scholars published prolifically, spreading new ideas across Europe. The vine grew prolifically, covering the entire fence in weeks. The startup's engineers coded prolifically, launching updates almost daily. The prolificness of his output amazed critics and readers alike. The garden's prolificness was due to the rich soil and ample sunlight. Her prolificness as a poet earned her a lasting literary reputation. The prolificness of patent filings indicated a surge in innovation. The scientist's prolificity was evident in her long list of peer-reviewed papers. Historians study the prolificity of ancient civilizations' agricultural systems. His prolificity in generating hypotheses made him a leader in his field. Key tips for test takers, TOEFL, SAT, GRE, and GMAT. 1. Usage and importance. Prolific frequently appears in passages about art, science, business, or nature. For example, describing creators, inventors, or fertile species. Focus on context. Does it refer to productivity, for example, a writer, or fertility, for example, a plant? Adverb. Prolifically and noun forms, prolificness, prolificity, are less common but test-worthy. 2. Likely question formats, synonym selection. Prolific versus productive versus fruitful versus fecund. Note, fecund is more technical, often biological. Prolificity versus fertility versus abundance, GRE or GMAT. Analogies. Prolific is to output versus voracious is to appetite. Characteristic versus extreme trait. Prolific writer is to books versus fertile land is to crops. Cause-effect relationship. Sentence completion. The blank composers' symphonies numbered in the hundreds. Answer, prolific. 3. Common confusables. Profuse, abundant in quantity, often for liquids or emotions, versus prolific, consistent high output. For example, profuse sweating versus prolific artist. Prolix, wordy or verbose. Unrelated but sound similar, GRE trap. Fecund, fertile, often biological, overlaps but is more specialized. 4. Relevant idioms or phrases. A prolific period, SAT or GRE reading passages. Prolific in field, for example, prolific in research, GMAT sentence correction. 5. Test-taking strategies. In synonym questions, eliminate words implying excess, for example, excessive, or scarcity, for example, sparse. For analogies, identify if the relationship is about output, frequency, or growth rate. In reading passages, note if prolific describes a person, system, or natural phenomenon,